Your social skills can be improved if you look at three major areas. Your social actions, which are the things you do, your social performance, which are the things you say, and your social adjustment, which is how people perceive you. So today, I will show you how to master your social skills to make women addicted to you. Let's start by fixing category number one, your social actions. First, you will use the right gaze for the right woman. There are three types of gazes you can use when you're talking to a woman depending on the situation. You see, when most men look at a girl, they'll either not hold eye contact or they'll just look straight into her eyes, which is just awkward. So I want you to use one of these three gazes instead. The first one is the business gaze, which is best used when you're speaking to a girl in a professional setting, like work. To use the business gaze, you will focus your eyesight in the upper region of her face, including her eyes and her lower forehead. The second gaze is what you call the social gaze. This is the gaze that you will use when you're talking to a girl in an informal setting. It could be a party, a work event, or a dinner. To use this technique, you will want to look into the middle region of her face, which includes her eyes all the way down to her upper lip. And third, you have the intimate gaze, which you can use in any setting. However, you should only use with girls that you like and want to signal to her that you're sexually interested. To use this gaze, you will open up your eye contact to include everything from her eyes all the way down to her upper chest. And particularly, you want to focus in that middle lip region. Number two, use the right touch for the right woman. Now, building on that last tip, you can also use specific types of physical contact depending on the woman you're talking to. So, I'm going to show you exactly where to touch a girl. Based on science, I don't want you to catch a case here. You see, during a study published by Oxford University, researchers conducted a survey of over 1,500 women. They asked questions to see where women felt okay being touched depending on who was touching them. Then, they created a heat map to show you where it's okay to touch a woman that made her feel comfortable, which is crucial for you developing your social skills. In other words, if you catch any flack from what I'm about to show you, you can always just say, you found it in a study. But it's super simple, and this is fail-proof, I promise you. As you can see from the heat map, if you're a stranger, you should only limit yourself to touching her on her hands. Situations like this would include meeting someone for the first time, that first interaction, that first handshake. If you are a friend or that girl already knows you, then it is safe to proceed a little bit further and touch her hands, arms, shoulders, and face. And you can test if she's even comfortable with this. You can say something simple like, oh, you have something on your face, do you want me to get it for you? If she says yes, then that means that you're at that friend level of comfortability from her part. But if she says no, then that means she probably sees you as a stranger and isn't comfortable around you. At this point, you have now mastered the fundamentals of social actions, eye contact, and touch, which is what you do. But there are still two more categories to become truly charismatic: your social performances and your social adjustments. And trust me, coming from a guy that used to be awkward, these last two categories are what's gonna take you from a guy that she just knows to a guy that she wants. Let's move on to category number two, which is social performances, or what you say. Number three, speak like Elon Musk to become more attractive. Let me get to it. I know, let me get to it. You see, you might think that social skills depend on just what you say, but that way of thinking is incorrect, because a recent study proved that it is what you don't say that has a larger impact on how you socialize. I picked this trick up by watching interviews on how Elon Musk responds to questions. You see, researchers have found that when men used fewer words and spoke less, they were far more attractive to the women around them. So, to speak less and use fewer words when talking to a girl, I want you to use the deep breath technique in the middle of a conversation. Look, Elon Musk does this when being asked a question by Joe Rogan.
Is to somehow or another fuel this?
Yes.
Did you catch it? He takes a single deep breath right before responding to that question. During this breath, he is taking the time to think about exactly what he's gonna say, which results in him speaking less, but also being direct with the words that he's about to use. So to use it yourself, when you're asked a question in any setting with a girl, take a second to breathe in through your nose. You look away, and then use those seconds to figure out what you're gonna say in a way that is quick and direct. However, here's another trick Elon did that you probably never picked up on. Notice how awkward he used to be in interviews before. Look at the difference from the clip that I had just shown you. It's not just his social skills that changed, it is also his appearance. The man regrew his hair, whether through a hair transplant or through medicine. It is important to understand that the way you look affects how you deliver things. So you need to upkeep your appearance. And if you're losing hair, this is one of the quickest ways to reboost your confidence. This is why I always talk about keeps, because if you're like me and you start early, I've been using two ingredients for well over a year to not lose my hairline because both my brother and my father have lost their hair. If you also do the same thing, your chances of keeping your hair will increase, making sure you look confident. 4. Use the halo effect to your advantage. The halo effect is when someone associates positive things with an attractive person and negative things with an unattractive person, even for the exact same actions. For example, a handsome dude asking a girl out is seen as confident, but an unattractive man doing the same is seen as creepy. So, here's how to make sure you use the halo effect to get it to work for you and not against you. First, men that are great with women signal that they have superior genetic quality. However, showing that you have superior genetics is very difficult. If, for example, you have a receding hairline like I just mentioned, since 2 in 3 men will start experiencing hair loss by the time they reach their 30s, meaning that most of you watching will face this problem sooner or later. And it's not just me saying this. Studies have proven that men with receding hairlines are perceived as less successful than those with hair. So to look your best, you need to make sure you always have a full head of hair. And you have 2 approaches. You can either prevent it or you can treat it. I focus on prevention by using products from Keeps, as they use the only 2 FDA-approved, clinically proven ingredients to help stop hair loss and in some cases even regrow some of that lost hair. And prevention is always better. As a matter of fact, both my father and my brother have received hair transplants. I showed you that with my brother. I don't want to have to pay for a surgery. It is so much more affordable to start prevention early. And the cool thing with Keeps, you do everything from the comfort of your home, from the consultation with a licensed professional to receiving the ingredients that you need directly to your door. Now, up until this point, if you have followed everything I have said, you will have mastered social actions and your social performances. So now, it's time to focus on your social adjustment, which is arguably the most important of the 3. Social adjustment is the degree to which you achieve your goal that most people want to achieve for themselves, such as having a large social circle or having great health or a great physique. In other words, they increase your social status. This takes me to number 5. Test your testosterone levels at home for free. You see, a key component of social adjustment is your health, which for men, it is closely linked to your testosterone levels. So I'm going to show you how to test your testosterone levels at home and then how to increase it naturally. First, let's see where your testosterone levels are. You see, as outlined by leaders in male fertility, if you wake up with morning wood every day, then you most likely have high testosterone levels. But for those who don't, or for those who want to increase it even further, you will want to avoid xenobiotics. Xenobiotics are compounds that act like hormones in your body and make everything worse. One of the most common places that you can find xenobiotics is in the form of BPA chemicals, which can be found in plastic water bottles and Tupperware. So, the fastest way to increase your testosterone is replace any plastic Tupperware and any plastic water bottle with BPA-free containers. You will then see a drastic increase in the amount of morning wood you're going to start having, which you will leverage into confidence, because the higher testosterone levels you have, the more motivated and confident you are, leveraging that help in your social situations. Now, I do have to give you a warning. If you have too much testosterone, which it's all good, there's only one downside. You will start overproducing DHT. DHT is what is responsible for all of our men's hair loss. This is why all of us end up with no hair and end up in Turkey. If I can save you money on that surgery, I would rather do that. That's why I choose prevention by using Keeps. I use the only 2 FDA-approved medications that are clinically proven to stopping hair loss, and I get everything delivered to my house. That way, I get to keep my hair today. And if you want to take action and start keeping your hair, go to keeps.com/TMF. You're gonna get a limited time offer and start taking action today. Number 6, improve your social presence by making 5 new friends. The people around you will have a drastic impact on how you are perceived by others. If they are wealthier or better looking, you too will be perceived as wealthier and better looking. So, here's how you improve your social circle. There's a book called Play Well with Others. In there, the author and his team conducted a study and found that people with 5 friends or more were 60% happier than those without. So, we're gonna set a benchmark for having 5 new friends. The key, however, is to make sure that those friends are high quality, so you are perceived as more socially valuable. To do this, first sign up to a martial arts gym. Then while you're sparring, while you're training, you can always ask your training partner for advice on how to get better. And then once you have a good enough relationship with them and you know what they do with their life, you can start asking for more advice, like on business. I've met several executives as I would go to my jiu-jitsu classes here in New York City. Then, I also want you to start attending WeWork spaces, co-working spaces, or luxury cafes. As you start going more and more and more, you're gonna start seeing the same faces. Then start singling out the ones you believe are more successful. And you can always approach them with something simple like, oh, can I borrow a laptop charger or a phone charger? And over time you can say hello and eventually offer to buy them a cup of coffee just to talk and network. This is how you build a powerful social circle. And if you listen to me and master those three categories of social actions, social performance, and social adjustments, your social skills will be so great that you will make any woman obsessed with you.